Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks.
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex. I have never seen the card bounce perfectly straight and land. That was a weird one. What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a super cool unboxing video to share with you guys. This is mine. I paid for it. I don't think the retailer has any idea who I am. I found this just sitting there, and I was really excited about it. It's always fun to hunt for something that you know is kind of hard to get and actually find it. I'm going to share with you guys how I did that here in just a bit. Thanks so much to my patrons here for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. This is a model that I have owned before, but it's a different version, a different variant, and I'll tell you why I picked it up as soon as we get into this box here. Really excited. Very popular model, and it's made in the USA. One second, just gotta get the deal there, the receipt. There we go. Okay, so what we have in this box is a brand new Microtech. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm sure the thumbnail, you know, heavy contrast and saturation on the picture to make it look really shiny, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and open this up and see what we've got here. Oh boy. All right. Oh. Oh, it's glorious. Now, oh man, that is freaking epic. So listen, it's a Stitch. It's an auto Stitch. I know you guys expected the next Stitch that I got to be a manual one. Hang on one sec. God, the power on that is beautiful. Blacked out. I have seen DLC Stitches before, but not up until here recently. I'm sure somewhere on here it says 2023. There you go. This was made in February of 2023. Not up until here recently did I see them dropping with completely blacked out hardware. A lot of you guys might be thinking, didn't you own an auto Stitch? I did, but I sold it to my buddy here locally a long time ago. He was getting married and he really wanted it. And he said, you know where I can find one? I said, you know what? I'll heavily discount mine. In another video, I said that I gave it to him and I forgot. No, I talked with him at the gym and I was like, did I give that to her? And he said, you sold it to me for a discount. I wasn't quite nice enough to give it to him, but I very much missed it. And I realized after unboxing the new manual Stitch here very recently that, boy, not only do I want to own the new manual Stitch and multiple variants of it, but I want an auto Stitch back. So I set about finding, oh God, these are bronzed. I didn't even realize. That is sick. What a nice surprise. Oh, the Stitch is, to this day, the Microtech Automatic Stitch, which is designed by Borka, the most powerful side-opening automatic knife that I have ever handled. Very thick blade. I'm pretty sure these are 180 thousandths or so. The coil spring on this thing is just wild, just as powerful as I remember. I'm a huge fan of the ergonomics on this thing. I think most people are. Obviously, you know, the reason that the new manual Stitch is so, you know, hyped up is because you can actually make use of this little opening hole here. You don't have to, you know, use a button. On the automatic ones, the hole is just, you know, aesthetic. It doesn't do anything. But the automatic Stitch is super awesome. So, how did I get my hands on this? I mean, you can kind of like just roll around randomly at retailers and sometimes find these in stock. There's lots of like mainstream retailers that, you know, get these things. DLT Trading, Blade HQ, Knife Center, GP Knives, Knives Plus, Southern Edges. There's a ton of them, right? The list goes on and on. But, you know, a lot of people already, like you guys generally rotate these. And I know that there are a lot of people who are frustrated trying to find certain things and are not finding them or just a little bit late, right? So with Microtech, I'm not going to guarantee that this is going to work perfectly for everybody, but I do this all the time and I try to mention it, especially, you know, to new people, right? And I know people get mad at me when I unveil secrets to new people in the community, but listen, it doesn't matter how long you've been around. It's not like any of us are more important than anybody else, even if whether you're new or you're not, right? This type of information is information that should be shared with everyone. So if you're new and you're like, I'm ready to spend this crazy amount of money on a knife, I just can't find this stuff. So from Microtech, here's what I did. And you can try this with various manufacturers. I'm not going to guarantee that it'll work. It depends on who it is and what you're looking for. But for Microtech, what I did is I went to their website and I pulled up a list of their authorized retailers. Many of you are going to be surprised to see that there are a kajabillion retailers that you have probably never heard of, right? And because a lot of the major retailers that everybody knows about are kind of the general rotation for everybody, some of these other retailers are far less trafficked, which means stuff like this will drop and nobody will know about it and it'll just sit there. I have done this with Hinderer knives. I've done it with Chris Reeve knives. I've definitely done it with Microtech, obviously. And so I found a retailer that just had exactly one of these just sitting there, brand new. And, you know, you're good to go. If you find it on Microtech's list of authorized retailers, you don't have to question the retailer. If they're authorized by Microtech, they're good to go. So I paid for it. They shipped it out immediately. And I got it. I am super happy with it. This thing is just absolutely freaking perfect, man. What an awesome knife. I am very excited about this. The all black looks great. The only thing that bugs me about this knife is probably the same thing that's bugging all of you, and it's all of this. I really wish Microtech would stop putting a huge billboard of all the info. Look at this. Stitch A! Microtech USA SN 1191502/23 M390 blah blah blah. Look how much better this thing looks on this side, right? Like, put M390 over here and it's okay, put Microtech on there, put the Borka logo on there real small, right? And then freaking everything else can go somewhere else. They even went ahead and put Microtech on the pocket clip just in case we missed it here. We can see it, right? When Microtech does a blacked out knife, and now these are the ones that are built by Reich, right? But listen, you know, before people say, oh, that's why, because they're built like Reich. Here's one that's built by Reich. This is an authorized Microtech knife, just manufactured by Reich. They put the billboarding here, right? That's the new SOCOM Bravo. Here's the blacked out one, and they didn't do that. They just put the claw on it, which is fine. This looks way, way better, right? Same thing with the Annex. I'm pretty sure I've actually got both of them. This Annex, the stonewashed one, has all the crazy stuff on it, and this one doesn't. Microtech, listen, I think most people are going to agree with me. I doubt Microtech is watching. Who am I kidding? They're not watching this video. I think most people will agree with me, right? These look amazing. They look way better without all this crap all over it, right? This knife is essentially, in my book, it's a perfect auto, right? I mean, especially if you like the ergos and you like the way that it looks, but it's an amazing automatic knife that would look way, way better like this, whether we're talking about a satin finished blade, a tumbled blade, an apocalyptic blade, a bronze blade, a black blade, doesn't matter, right? It just looks better. We know that these are Microtechs, right? I mean, most people, the first time that they see this stuff, it is immediately burned into their brain. No one's looking at this going, gosh darn it, you know, now who makes that? Gosh, I just can't remember. You know, no, we know, right? I mean, like, some people might not know that it's a Borka design, but we know that it's Microtech because you've been screaming it at us for the last decade at least, or actually, no, way longer than that. All right. This is an awesome knife. I've already reviewed the Stitch. I love it. These are expensive. I think they're DLC. This one I paid $420 for, something like that. Entirely American made, and we have the aluminum scales, beautifully textured aluminum scales, all the blacked out hardware. This is an M390 blade. You might end up with 204P, which is, if you didn't know, exactly the same thing almost, right? Minus a little bit, I think it's silicon, some difference there. You're never going to notice it as users. 204P is Carpenter's version of Bowler's M390. CPM 20CV is also the same stuff, but it's made by Crucible, also here in the United States, alongside Carpenter, right? But you might get 204P, you might get M390, you might get LMAX, right? I don't think any of them, I'd take any of them, honestly. But I am super duper happy with this, and I'm really glad that I found it and pulled the trigger. If you didn't know, that's how I get a lot of this stuff. Sometimes it doesn't always work, right? But many of you, right after watching this video, will actually use this very trick to go and find whatever it is you're looking for, unless it's something super duper rare, right? In which case it might not work. But just wanted to share that with you. Really excited about this. I think that's going to be pretty much it. I will link Microtech knives in general at the retailers that I like to use a lot down in the description, so you guys can check it out if you want to. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do of course have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.